Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 69 of the Priestess Transmission. I am so delighted to be here with you. My name is Lisa Espinosa. I am a spiritual coach that focuses on helping you share your soul's gifts, your unique, what I call your unique soul's medicine in your career. So I'm so delighted to be here. Today we're going to be talking about, sorry, there's like a weird message coming on here. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about amplifying your ability to receive. And this is like a little slice from, I had a Mother Mary Solstice masterclass earlier today, and it was such a great gathering. And so this was one of the things we talked about in there. It's just a little part of it. But before anything else, let's go ahead and tune in and create this beautiful, co-create this beautiful healing, alchemical space of miracles and grace and transformation. So I invite you to take a few deep cleansing breaths with me. And as you do that, bring your awareness to your heart center, right around the center of your chest, and visualize that your heart center has a magnet, right? This powerful magnet. I've been talking about this all week. And this magnet, in this moment, the only thing it is magnetizing is your own energy. So as we turn on the magnet, it's calling back to you all of your energy, all of your presence. And it might be calling it from people, from situations. It might be all the way back to the beginning of the year. So you're giving yourself the gift of fully being present, of being here. And so just, when I used to teach this as an in-person class, I used to actually do this movement, right? It's like you're calling back to you all of your energy. So just really let yourself come home to yourself. And as that happens, then bring your awareness to your roots, to the base of your spine, to your hips, and visualize those roots of light going down your legs and out the bottoms of your feet, deep, deep into the earth. And you're releasing now anything that does not serve you. Right? Releasing anything that isn't yours. And just let your soul be in charge, right? Let your soul, that wise essence that you are, to be in charge of what you're releasing. And I welcome everyone here, everyone who's watching live, everyone who's watching the replay. I see that there's a problem with Facebook, so I apologize for those of you who are trying to tune in on Facebook, but the replay will be available. And so everyone who is here live or watching the replay, I welcome your souls to be here. I welcome your souls to highlight for you whatever from today's teaching, from today's transmission, whatever your soul wants to highlight for you. I ask that happen, and I just call on divine mother, father, God, creator, creatrix of all life, universe, source, divinity, whatever you call that force of love. We welcome it to be here in this space, to surround it, to surround our time together today with transformation, with healing and miracles, so that you can share your unique soul's medicine with the world in the most impactful way possible, in a way that blesses you in the process, right? We're releasing that old paradigm of sharing our soul's gifts, but doing it in a way that's exhausting, depleting, in a way where we're rescuing others, or we're in codependency with our clients and students. Nope. That was the old way, and we're all healing from that. We all have remnants of that. But we're declaring that we're in this new, the true modality of healing is that as we heal, we are healed. And that true healing is really just reminding others of what they already have inside. So welcome for being here. And as I said, today we're going to talk about amplifying your ability to receive. So why is that so important? First of all, and many of you have heard me talking about this, right? Your soul is always receiving, right? Your soul's like a receiving machine, right? Receiving, which is different than taking. And the last few episodes, I talked about the 3 steps of listening to your soul's guidance throughout the day and taking action, right? We broke it down into really, really simple steps, because following your soul's guidance is simple. Well, one of the things that is the most important, or one of the qualities that's the most important in this, is one that we tend to dismiss or not realize how essential it is, which is to really exercise and practice your muscle, your divine technology of receiving, which is different than taking, which is different than demanding, which is different than manipulating someone into giving us something. Receiving is a divine quality. It requires us to be, well, obviously receptive, open, tender, vulnerable, strong, powerful. I mean, look at all of the paradoxes of receiving. For people, our ego mind has all these false, I really believe intentional things it tells us about receiving. Either it's selfish to receive, or it's not really powerful to receive, because our ego structure understands that if we truly step into a place of receptivity, if we truly commit and have the discipline, and discipline as in disciple of your soul, if we have the discipline to practice receiving, eventually our ego structure would dissolve, right? Eventually, which is the path we're all on this spiritual journey. So, how do you amplify your ability to receive? Well, a lot of it comes through grace, but we're going to talk about some tangible steps. One is first understanding what I just said a few minutes ago, right? That your soul is always receiving. And because it is always receiving, it is always overflowing in how much it gives. It's not that it's like, gimme, 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 and doesn't want to give back. No, it's receiving from source. And our soul's cup is so overflowing that it just overflows and it's cascading, giving so much. There's such generosity to our souls. What gets in the way is our own ego structure, our own wounding, right? So first step is you need to remember, wait, my soul is always receiving. And so if my intention, which I believe if you're drawn to my teachings, this is one of your intentions. If your intention is to follow your soul's guidance, to become as your soul fully, then you need to become better at receiving, right? So first we remember that our soul is always receiving. And then you set the intention, well, I want to be able to receive more from my soul. And what are you receiving more of? You're receiving more love. Now, I want to be really clear here, because it's very easy for us to project our own human limitations onto our soul. When I say receive more from your soul, I'm not suggesting that your soul sometimes holds back from you, that your soul is like, like Santa Claus, how they say Santa Claus is, right? That it's like, oh, when you're being good, I'm going to give you more. When you're being bad, I'm taking things away. That is all our human limited thinking, right? We're kind of brainwashed into thinking that way. But your soul loves you always, right? I've said this over and over and over and over, and I repeat it not just to remind you, but to remind myself. Really understand that the world is designed to make you forget that your soul loves you unconditionally always. So your soul is so generous with you. Your soul's always pouring out unconditional love, pouring out kindness, pouring out patience, pouring out creative ideas, pouring out abundance, pouring out synchronicity, pouring out healing. But if that is true, you might be wondering, well, if that's true, why am I not feeling it? Why am I not feeling abundant? Why do I still experience suffering, or I still experience lack or scarcity or loneliness? And that's because it's we signed up for this human journey to be a divine being having a human experience with an ego structure. And our ego structure is always looking outside itself for completion. But that is like a never ending story that will never, ever actually bring fulfillment. So the only reason that it can seem like, oh, sometimes I feel more of my soul's love than others is just because there's times when we're feeling very misaligned. Our soul is constantly giving to us. Okay? So when you set that intention, basically you're saying, soul, teach me how to receive more from you. I know that you are generous. I know that you're always giving to me. Teach me how to receive more. And today, in that solstice ceremony that I did earlier, Mother Mary, our soul, there was a whole ceremony to um, dissolve the trauma and wounds that get in the way of that. And you can still purchase a replay if you would like to do that for $33. So you would have to message me actually for that. Email me if you're interested in that. But here in this moment, what is important is, again, the steps to receive. First, you must understand how essential it is for you to amplify your ability to receive. If you don't understand how essential it is, you're just going to think, well, this isn't that important. I'd rather be able to see people's auras or heal people or all these other things. That's more important than receiving. No, the most important thing almost really is for you to receive the love of your soul, because that means you're receiving the love of the divine. And when you're receiving the love of the divine, you're overflowing with miracles, you're overflowing with impact, you're overflowing with blessings, you're overflowing with healing. And so first step is that, remember how essential it is. Second step is set the intention. Become the disciple, the student of your soul. Come to the feet of your soul and say, beautiful soul, teach me, lead me, teach me how to become a better receiver. You're saying a better antenna, right? Antenna for your soul's medicine, your soul's receiving from your soul. And then along with that, your soul will guide you. And so as you're listening to this, you might start to become aware, well, what are my blocks to receiving? Is it that I have just old programming, old beliefs that tell me that receiving is selfish, that it's narcissistic, that I need to focus on giving and doing? But again, when you remember that, oh, receiving is what allows me to be infinitely generous, then you can start to heal that programming. Another thing that can get in the way is if you experienced, people giving you bad things, right? If growing up you were very, as children, we're so receptive. And if you experience wounding or trauma as a child, especially from people you trusted, right? Where you thought, okay, I'm going to receive love, I'm going to receive comfort, I'm going to receive my needs being met, but instead the people around you, because of their own wounding, weren't able to give you that. Instead, maybe it was cruelty or harm or, in other cases, abuse and all of that. So you might have built in a defensiveness from receiving, right? So your heart, your body, the different parts of you could have learned it's not safe to receive. It's not safe to receive, so I'm going to close that down. Or I'm going to be really, really careful about who I receive from. And that was smart. So I'm not at all trying to shame any parts for doing that. I know I experienced that, right? So I had parts that were had to learn to have these almost walls up because that was the situation growing up. But what you want to remind yourself and remind the different parts of you is that we're talking about receiving from your soul that loves you unconditionally, your soul that knows the details of your life and understands everything you went through. But it's important for you to identify if you have some fears of receiving, right? So that could be another reason for the block. And really, I really believe that there's all these divine qualities of our soul that have been inverted in this matrix, in this kind of upside down world, right, that we're in. And so many things, this kind of goes back to the first point, that are actually very sacred, we've experienced the opposite. So if you've ever encountered a narcissistic person, someone who's suffering from the disease of narcissism, because it is a disease. And it can be very damaging to be with someone who's a narcissist. It can be, somewhat crazy making. And so as you observed or experienced these narcissistic individuals or selfish individuals, again, this is coming from their wounding, you might have observed that and observed them taking and taking and taking and taking. And that might have really, either consciously or unconsciously, you set the intention that you're never going to become like that, right? You're not going to be someone who just takes and takes and takes. And of course, that is a wonderful intention, but receiving is different than taking. And so see how we're undoing all of these ways that the ego structure has inverted these sacred qualities. And so as we are here, right, getting close to the end of the year, amidst so many holidays of light, a day before the solstice, or whenever you're watching this, this is such a powerful time to really set that intention that you're going to amplify your ability to receive from your soul so that you can be overflowing with your soul's medicine and give it generously. Because when we are blocked in our receiving, we are blocked in our giving. Please really hear that. When we are blocked in our receiving, we are blocked in our giving. So even if you're a very generous person in some areas of your life, there's always more generosity that we're being called to do. And generosity doesn't need to involve giving money. That might be it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But generosity will be the stretch that it is for you, your unique form of generosity. Maybe for you, it's time. You're being generous with your time, or being generous with your prayers, or being generous with your creative ideas, being generous with your gift of listening. There's so many ways, but when we're blocked in our receiving, we're blocked in our generosity. And the world is really requiring all of us to heal these blocks so that we can be the priestesses, the wayshowers, the light keepers, the shamans, the medicine women and men, the therapists, the healers, the wellness professionals, whatever it is. Even if your job, your work is not in the wellness spiritual field. I mean, I have several clients who, they're in the business world or even in the legal profession. But that's where their soul placed them, because they're anchoring the light in those spaces. And so as we conclude, I invite you to really pose that question. Remember, when you ask your soul good questions, it gives you good answers, right? When we ask empowering questions, right? The question, what's wrong with me, is not really an empowering question. That question usually our ego structure answers, right? It's like our ego structure loves that question. Oh, let me tell you everything that's wrong with you, this and this and this and this. But when we're talking to our soul, our questions are like keys. I think I'll do another transmission about that, so I won't. But so the questions we're going to ask today, take a few breaths and ask the question, what is the biggest block? What is your biggest block to receiving from your soul? What is the biggest block to receiving from your soul? Okay, and you can write this down and you can meditate on it later, or the answer might drop into your heart right now. What is the biggest block? And then you're going to ask, in what area of my life am I being called to be more generous? Because that answer is going to provide clues to where you are blocking receiving. Okay, so in what area of my life am I being guided to be more generous? And remember what I said, you're asking your soul. Don't go into shoulds. Oh, this means I should donate more money, or oh, this means I mean, maybe that'll be it. I'm not dismissing that, but we don't understand how our soul's version of generosity is so vast. When you ask your soul that question, where am I in what area am I being guided to be more generous? Your soul's going to look at you, know what your unique medicine is, and probably tell you something that you'll be like, wait, what? Maybe you're supposed to be more generous with your joy. Maybe that is part of your soul's medicine. Or more generous with your story, sharing your story with others. Not that you have to tell them everything, but maybe there's an aspect of your story that you've been holding back, and your soul is saying, this is where you're being guided to be more generous. And so those are the two questions. Where is my biggest block to me receiving from my soul? What is the biggest block? Not where, what is? And then where are you guiding me to be more generous? Like what? It's like this question of like, yeah, what inside of you does your soul want you to share more of? All right. So thank you so much for being here for episode 69. As of now, my plan is to not be here next week, taking next week off. Although I have to say, there's a part of me that's like, I would love to end the year with 70 episodes, not 69. So I might do a surprise transmission next week. And please remember, if you are looking for help, if you're looking for help, if you know that you have this soul's calling, you're feeling it. Maybe you know what it is, maybe you're not sure what it is yet, but you're feeling blocked or you're feeling like confused about it. I would love to help. You can go to my website. I'll put the link in the comments, lisaespinosa.net. Go to free consult and you can schedule a consult. I believe I have like 1 or 2 slots left this year. If not, my 2024 calendar will be opening up soon. I would love, love, love to help you. So I'm just going to pull a card, and I would love to see who's here. If you want to share in the comments, that would be lovely. And if you would like to purchase the solstice, the replay of the solstice, it's $33. It was a really amazing ceremony, light activation. The focus was with Mother Mary. Every month I do these Mother Mary master classes, and this one was specifically about awakening your dormant gifts. But before that, there was all this clearing of toxic debris. There was this amplifying your ability to receive. There was receiving your seed of creation for 2024, and like healing, really bringing healing to your emotions, your physical body, and your thoughts because of all the stretching you did this year. Really recalibrating that. Okay, so here we go. I'll also put my link for you to sign up for my mailing list if you're not on there. So this is the unicorn deck, Magic of the Unicorns. They are very receptive. That's why they're so generous with their light. Maybe that's what you're being called to share more of your light, right? If you want to write in the comments who you are, I'd love to see it. Okay, here we go. Unicorns, what is the message here for everyone, whether you're here live or you're watching the replay? This is such a perfect card for the end of the year. Number 3, create your vision. Do what makes your heart sing. You are being nudged forward. Look at this beautiful card. Look at that golden path. If you've followed me before, you know I've been doing a golden path meditation for years now. That's your golden path of 2024. Look, I don't know if you can see, there's a rainbow. There's like this beautiful mountain crystal temple. Here we go. Look at that. Hey, Jessica. So good to see you here. And so this is your golden path. This is the path that will bring you the most blessings and the people you are here to serve the most blessings. Okay. And this is saying, do what makes your heart sing. That is part of the path. It's not meant to be the suffering path. You know, many of us have been on that path before. All right. So there we go. Hey, Mikasia. I was going to say Venus is here. Hi, Mikasia. I'm so glad you're here. So you know what? I'll pull a card for each of you. Anybody else is on and you want me to pull a card for you? I have a little bit of time, so I'll do that. So Jessica, and this is from the Star Temple Oracle. So good to see you both. All right, Jessica. Wait, actually, you know what? You should. I always ask permission when I do it live like this. So if you would like me to pull a card, if you could write yes on the comments, I will do that. And no, Suzanne. So if you would like me to do that, just write yes. And while I wait, I will do a card from the Star Temple for everyone. Okay, so for the collective, for all of you watching either here live or in the replay. All right, beautiful Star family. What is the message? How do we amplify our ability to receive? Okay, this is for everyone. Have to. Oh, love these. Okay, here we go. This is what came. How do we amplify our ability to receive? The ancient grandmother, teacher. I am the teacher that leads with self-knowledge. Look at this powerful, powerful card. This is inviting you to connect with the teacher within you. Look at that owl at her, over her crown, connected to her third eye. It's like, trust that you have so much wisdom. And I believe this is what the answer to that question. And yes, Roxana, you can watch the replay of that question that I asked, where are you guided to be more generous? Be more generous with your teachings. I don't mean like you got to go evangelize and hit people over the head. Like, here, listen to me. I know so much. No, this is like whatever it is, whether with example, with a story, part of your story, part of your experience, by example. This is really important. Okay, so Venus, Jessica, and Suzanne said yes. Okay, Roxana, if you would like me to pull a card for you as well, just put yes, and then, okay, I've got to do this. Oh, she did say yes. Okay, got to do this really fast. This is going to be like speed dating, but speed oracle card. So we're going to start with Jessica. Here we go. This is a message for you. I'm not going to channel anything. I'm just going to show it to you. Number 33, Cosmic Sapphire, Jessica. Act with honor and integrity. Speak your truth. There you go. Remember, this is recorded, so you can come back and look at it and take a picture of it. Beautiful. Suzanne, let's see, what is the message for you? And remember, the theme of today is how do you amplify your ability to receive? Suzanne, number 27, Ascension Flames. Merge with light, ignite keys and codes. Oh my gosh, Suzanne, this is so aligned with the Mother Mary Solstice class earlier today. Look at that. Beautiful. Venus, Micaiah. Venus, Micaiah. Venus, Micaiah. Enlightenment, number 43. Look from the highest perspective. See the divine in everyone. Look at that. Beautiful. And finally, Roxana, and then we will be done. You're welcome, Jessica. Roxana, number 29, Mahatma energy. Mahatma means great being, by the way. Build your light body. Accelerate your ascension. Get that. For those of you who I just have to say this, Roxana, for those of you who were in the Mother Mary Solstice class, at the end, we did a meditation where we were in a golden pillar of light that looks just like that. So there you go, beautiful Roxana. All right, everyone, thank you so, so much. There's so much coming in 2024. I would love for you to be part of that journey. And I'll be sending out information soon about the Sophia Circle journey that's starting next year. I'm so excited to be to be leading that again and to help you really step into your mastery. And if you've already done it before, you can always do it again. If it's your first time, I would love to talk. I do offer a free 30-minute exploratory call with that so that I can share with you what it entails and you can ask me any questions. All right, so I'll be sending that. Bye, everyone. Have wonderful, wonderful holidays. Bye-bye. See ya.